Hi guys, Bex here. So we're going to do part 2, which is now we're going to do all the foreground, do all the pretty birdies and a couple of feathers and the leaves and so on. And you might have noticed in the last one, I didn't mention it, I've got this plastic kind of folder that I use, and that's just because with the pencil, when your hand's on there and you're doing little swirls and whatever with the fine liners, you don't want to rub this off. So I tend to just put plastic, or you can use just a piece of paper, and just where I've got my arm or my hand leaning, I'll put the plastic on so I'm not actually touching the pencil. That's what that is, just in case you wanted to know. So I thought what we might do is start with this big bit in the middle, and that just screams out to me. It's got 5 parts just to do some kind of rainbow type umbrella. That's part of the umbrella. I can hear my dog coming, so I'm just going to open the door. There you go, buddy. Good boy. So let's start. So with the basic rainbows, so we can do reds, a bit of orange, go yellows there, greens, like a turquoisey, and then blue, and maybe a little bit of purple, which will be the one we didn't colour. So again, I've put a photo of what you'll need at the beginning. So I've got, for the first red one, we're going to use the Stabilo number 19. We're going to use the Tri Plus 2 and the Tri Plus 4, just to do the main section here, the red one. So do you think that's a mom and 3 babies? I reckon so. So anyway, I'm going to start, as I always do, with the darkest colour near the edge at the bottom here. Now this is actually quite a, I've only got the 3 pens I just showed you, and this is quite a big area to colour. So how I'm going to break it up is I'm going to do each section mostly in one colour, just with the second colour to highlight. So that's the darker red. Now I'm going to go with the Tri Plus red and just fill that in there, and then go with that Tri Plus red and go on to the next section. And go over the black there. So I'm going around the edge and then just following the lines. And do you remember when I said when we were doing the pencils, don't worry about it too much if you go over the edges, because the fine liner will just cover it up. So yeah, but just be careful when you're doing the fine liner, because obviously you've got to go over the edges. I'm going to go round the little balls of the flower. Right, so now I've outlined, let's just touch that up a bit. Now I've outlined that, I'm going to just do dots near where I've lined. Little circular motions as always. Okay, then get the next one, so the orange, and then just put in those white bits. So with this one, yeah, I don't want it to, I want it to actually have a bit of a contrast. I don't want it to totally blend in. So I'm actually colouring this on the same day. I've literally just done the backgrounds. It took me about 2 hours to upload the YouTube thing. That's the most frustrating. I could do the videos all day, but the actual uploading is terribly annoying. I'm going to skip this middle band. We're going to do something different with that. I don't even know what yet, but I'm going to ignore the middle band like it's not there and go onto the top section with the orange. Again, just go around the dark lines. And then do the stippling effect. Or dots. Just dots will do. And then, I didn't actually say this before, but I'm going to get the light orange, which is number 43 in the Tri Plus. There we go. Now I'm going to do a sort of light oranges to yellows in this part. I'll start with the darkest one first, which is that light orange, which I've just used. Because I actually think, well, it's called light, well, it is kind of light orange, but it's like a dark yellow as well. So I'm going to do the same thing as I've done on the first one. So this is the darkest one I'm going to use here. So I'm just going to follow exactly what I've done on this last one. Okay, and then the next one I'm going to use is the Tri Plus one, number 110. So I think this is called the darker yellow. I'm going to go over that. And then use that one, just like I did there, to outline around the black. And I'm actually going to do like a little shadow that is wings making. Follow the kind of like the pattern of the shape of it. Now this one's not got any anything breaking up in the middle. You know, the other one had these two. Yep, so I'm going to do a few more dots. And then we'll go with the number 1, which is just the yellow Tri Plus. There we go. And then start with the same one, this top part here. Not going over that white line there because I didn't with the orange. And then just do a few dots. That's quite a small area. And then with the, I'm not sure how different it's going to be. In fact, I'll use the neon yellow, which is number 101. Is that neon yellow? Yes. Just to make sure it is a bit different, because I think if I use, there is a lighter yellow now, but I think it's so light I don't think you'd actually see any variation. There we go. So now we're going to do the greens. So I've got my number 52 sap green, 51 apple green, and I haven't got it out, so I'll get it out now. Oh, there we go. 53, the lime green, and we can also use a bit of neon green as well, number 501. So let's start with the darker green first. This is actually very dark. Darker than I was expecting, so I've not gone in too much there. Do a few more dots and then the lighter green over it will lighten it up a bit. There we go. So go in with the 51, the I can't remember the name of it, the lighter green, my favourite green. My head's got all pencil numbers and colours. I've been penciling. Okay, then take that green, do the next part. If you haven't got any of Rita's books, Rita Berman, definitely look her up, and she's got a few books out. They're really good. This is the summer one, so 4 of them are based on sort of the seasons. And this is, let's move that around. This is the summer one. Yeah, and I really like it. The pictures are a bit smaller, but the paper's nice and white, which helps with the brightness, I think. I'm now using the lime green, light green, number 53. I'm using number 53. Okay, and then I'll use that. Oh, I'm not happy with that bottom bit there. So this bit's not. As blended as it could be. There we go. Okay, now do the top bit. Now this is really, really light. I'm going over this lime green a couple of times to get it as dark as it can be. This pencil colour's not very dark. But you do have to be careful because, yeah, there's a point at which it starts to, you can see it just starting there, it'll start to make the paper kind of start to ball up a bit, and you really don't want that. So soften these strong edges. And I'm going to go over just dotting, because I'm not sure if it's how well it's going to blend with the neon green, 501. it's not, it's quite a bit darker, so I'm just going to dot. I'm actually going to go over with the yellow. So I'm going to use that neon yellow that we used over here to just lighten the whole thing up. I thought the green was like that. I should have just tried it on a piece of paper. That would have been more sensible. Would it not, Becky? Yes, it would, but oh well. Okay, there's the greens. We're now going to go some turquoises for this section. So I've got those two, and we need maybe I might go that green. That's the lighter one. Well, I've just done that though, and that didn't really work, did it? Okay, so we might go a bit of a light blue. I could go my Aqua Tombow brush pen over the top. However, it's in my box, which is in my living room on the side of the sofa where I was colouring last night. So yes, I could go and get it, or I'll just leave it and then I'll get it when I do. I'll finish that part when I come back and record the second bit. Okay, that's the dark turquoise. Now I'm using, so sorry, that was the Stablo 51. Now using Tri Plus 54, which is also called turquoise, which you can see is a bit lighter. Go around here. So I'm just thinking out loud. I am going to wait because I really need. Is that a? I don't know what that is there. It's popped from something else. I want. Yeah, I'm going to need to go over this with the brush pen that I've got, but I've not got it to hand. So I'll leave that there for now, and I'll do that brush pen one at the top. I'll go around this very lightly because it'll still be this one. I don't have a lighter turquoise. Luckily, there's only a tiny bit of that bit showing. Just do a few dots, and then I can use the light blue on that one. So I'll use the Aqua Tombow brush pen on that one and the light blue on that one, and you'll still get the effect of it dark, lighter. And then the last one we're going to do blues. Where's the blue? That on these. And so I have the Stablo .88 41 for the first one, which is a beautiful deep blue. Sometimes you have to be a bit more careful with the really dark colours when you're dotting, just because you'll, if they're not quite even or whatever, it shows up more. Now I'm using the Tri Plus 30. That's a bit darker than I thought, so what I'm going to do is just get a slightly lighter one. So this, I thought it was this one, number 34. That's better. So schoolboy error there. I thought this was a different blue. That's okay. I've already started outlining, so just pick it up after. Just try and blending it into that darker blue where it's touching it there. So you get away with it at the top because we've got the black kind of line there at the sides. Yeah, just try and blend that in a little bit more. Just going to do a bit of a shadow there, like that. And I'm going to wait for the light blue Tombow pen for that one. And then this is 301. Oh, there's a bit of, I've missed a bit there. Just get the turquoise. See that little tiny bit there? There we go. So this is 301, so a lighter blue again. I've got the blue fine liner against the blue pencil there. That's good. So hopefully you can see a bit of a rainbow effect there. So yeah, I'll go over the sky blue Tombow on that one as well. Cool. So the one colour we haven't used on here, and didn't actually use in the background, was like purple and lavender. So I get my two trusted purple combos in your fine liners, which is 59 in the 0.88 and your Staedtler number 62 lavender. And I think this is called light mauve in the 0.88. So I think maybe let's do these bits. So at the top of the points, I'm just going down a little bit. We're going to do the purple. Now I'm just going to dot down. So a few more dots near there and going into just a couple of little dots in the middle where it meets. I did one of these with birds before, with more pastel kind of background. And then I did quite bright birds. So I might go a little bit more pastel-y on some of the birds. And I want to try and do a different colour for each bird, There's 5 birds. All right, now I'm using the lavender Tri-Plus. I'm just going over that. There we go. First bit of purple on the page. That's nice because it's a bit darker as well. And should we maybe do a purple handle at the top there? So I'm going to do it darker purple on the underside, and then we'll just do the light lavender on the top colour. And see, and I've done that because I saw there was lots of pencil, well, not lots, but a bit of pencil going over there, so I'll try and get rid of that. Outline in the dark purple very carefully. Oh, she says that she slips there. I see. That looks silly. Let's fill in with the lavender and then we'll see how it looks. And then I'm just going to do a few dots near the dark one just to get rid of the, or soften, doesn't get rid of it, soften the lines. Cool. Right, okay, that's that. And what colour shall we do? Shall we use a grey? Let's use a grey because I mean we just haven't really used much grey. So I'm going to use the light grey number 82 and the Tri-Plus, which looks like more like a silver. It's quite a nice grey. Nice and straightforward, straight down. A couple more like a couple of layers nearer the bottoms where it's darker. There we go. Okay, job done. Okay, so I'm still not sure what I want to do with this part yet, so I'm going to leave that for a little bit. Let's do a couple of the leaves. So let's move it down a little, and we're going to do this kind of leaf in the corner here, I think. So what I'm looking at here, I've got a leaf here, or a group of leaves, and because we've done a bright background, I want to do on the lines quite a darker colour for the thin lines so it stands out, and then yeah, some, as I said, maybe some more pastel-y type colours on here. So here I've got pinks and yellows, another pink here, and a little bit of green and blue here. So I would be picking maybe the greens and blues around this one to contrast. So let's maybe go with a this colour green number 51, and let's dive in and do the stems. I'm trying to think of the right word. It's stem. Yeah, it's stem, isn't it? Because this, when you're doing these parts, I'll leave that part there, and that leaf actually joins to this bit down the side, so I'll do that a different colour. do this one green. And when you do these ones, because they're not very big, you're not going to do it multicolored, it's going to be block. So just get a strong but vibrant colour that you like. But I would say if you're on a really bright background, go something a little bit darker because it's going to have to stand out a bit. Okay, so that's the green. And in line with the green there, let's do a bit of green and yellow on here, I think. So first of all, I'm going to just take it up and go over the black first. That end bit will be green. Go over the black line. And go around. The same for this side. And you're going over, you want a bit of pink to go over this side. So I think this side's going to be, I'm going to do sort of quite block colour, and that one I won't with this green. Yeah, so I'm nearly fully coloured in the dots there, but nearly all, it's nearly block colour, that green. So I'll do the same with this one. This is the side with no lines, so this is going to be the side with more block colour. Just doing small kind of circles. You will give it a bit of a kind of a texture sort of thing, not so it's not necessarily totally flat. And then a few dots. And the other part. So green just kind of fitted here. I mean, it's very mainstream, isn't it? A leaf green. Don't want to do that too often. Sorry, just put my plastic back up. Yeah, don't be doing that too often. Normal colours. Oh, what's that all about? So over the lines. Okay, and then do the last one. Okay, I just want to put a little bit of green at the bottom there because I did that when I was colouring those others without kind of realising it, so I'm going to make that one look the same. Okay, so we've got a green leaf there, and I think now we'll go for, we have two things. We have the neon yellow and the neon green. I don't want too much yellow because you've got all the yellow here, so I'm just going to use the neon yellow to colour those bits on that side, like the little highlights. And then I'm going to use the neon green, number 501. Let's do this one first. Just as a block colour over the leaf here. And you need to make sure, because of how it changes the colour, that you go over the previous grid, like the green that we put down to outline it. So So when you're colouring, you're basically going over it all. Excuse me sniffing. There we go. Green blast at the top. Now that's green. This vine part, I want that to be really dark, so I'm actually going to do that in a dark purple. There isn't too much purple, as I said when we did that before, and that this the Stabilo one that we used here, the darker one, I'm actually going to do this. Now when you're going over pencil with Fineliner, two things I'm going to do, particularly with Prisma. You don't get this so much with Polychromo, but definitely with Prisma, I think because they're a bit waxier, you will get a build-up. So have a piece of paper near your near where you're doing it, so when you go over, see how that goes on much better now? So it's almost like the first time you go over, the pen is sort of picking up the wax, or yeah, it's just trying to make a mark over the wax. Which it will go over it, it's fine, but sometimes you have to just do it a couple of times. There we go, that's better. And you could get a bit of build-up if you're not careful. And then here, obviously, where I've managed not to go over the lines too much, it's fine. All right, here is, again, I've gone over the line, so see how it just starts to not kind of cover. So yeah, when I'm doing fine liners, and this does happen a little bit, but nowhere near as much as when you're using Prismas. So I think polychromos are oil based. So when the fine liner is going over it, there's not as much stuff to pick up, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Someone who's very technical or very nerdy, please find out for me. You can let me know. I'm just speaking from experience. Like you can actually see the fine liners actually really having to struggle a bit to go over that orange. Totally covered in leaf there, look. Missed that one. I'm just going to go down and hopefully, I did move the page because I was working at the top, but hopefully you are still picking this up. But I'm taking it all the way down. Are you seeing this down here? Yep. So when you follow it around here, this actually goes up into this one. So I am going to follow it around. As it gets a bit bigger, I will leave a little bit to do a bit of lavender on, because the vine is wide enough to take two colours. It's just not wide enough to bother further up. And it gets too narrow there as well. But here it can, so I will. Okay, here I've gone over it, so oh, I've got a bit of the orange again, which is really, can you, I don't know how close it's orange. The fineliner struggles to go over that. It actually was quite hard to blend the neon pencils. I had that effect, as you can see there, where you just got splotches of the pigment. So I don't know if it's because of the colour. There was something a bit different about them. Well, that's okay, we like the effect. Another bit of orange to go over a couple of times. Okay, and this is going to come right up. Just put this on because I'm gonna, my hand's going back onto the book. Coming right up here. Okay, so probably wide enough here for a bit of two colour, but I'm gonna just keep it a deep purple, I think. Go a little bit lighter there. Alright, I'll go on then, I'll do a little bit on the end. Purple against the pink is nice. Okay, so let me just get the, sorry, I'm just going to look at the doggy. Come on, in, you coming in? So I'm just going to do the lavender on these bits here. I'm going to move that down. Got a nice cup of tea there from my husband. And then lavender on this top bit. Now you can see there with this lavender, because it's a light fine, well, or maybe you can see, it's actually not covered that pencil very well. It's almost, there's a bit of yellow over the top. It's kind of gone greeny, kind of. So yeah, that's really why you need to use these darker colours when you know there's pencils are gone over. Sorry, I've just seen a bit there I've missed. Very good. when you can see pencil on there, the darker colours will definitely cover the pencil better. Just put the lavender on that bit there. There we go. Now, because we've gone around to take that all the way around, this bit is going to be purple. But you've got quite a bit of space here. So we will do the purple because it's the end of it. But I've actually got a very, very light bit pink there. A very, very light pinkish tombow. It's like a pinky purple tombow. Again, in the box that's by my sofa, so I will do it after, but I will definitely be using that. So I'll do the two colours, and then I might... Oh, no, I won't even get it. It'll take too long. I'll do it when I record the second one. So what I'm doing here is just doing the darker colour on the kind of inside, and then I'll do the lavender, the next colour up, and then I'll get the tombow and do the very light one. And I might have to dot this out a bit. I'll do lines at the moment. Yeah, I'll have a bit of lines going on at the moment, but I will dot this out. So this is the lavender tri-plus. I'm actually going over the purple because when the lavender touches it, it does change it slightly, not too much, but just slightly. So I'm making sure I go over all of it. I'll wait for the tombow to finish that bit off, but just to blend the darker purple with the lavender a little bit better, just soften the edges, a few dots. There we go. I'll